For a traditional baby bootie, leave a long end so that you can use that for sewing up. Make a slip knot, cross that over, push the cut end through in a loop up through the middle there, pull the ball end, pull it tight, and then that will tighten and loosen from the cut end, and make 26 chain. That's not right, 26. Yeah, 26 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make a treble into the 4th chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're American, you'll call that double crochet. I'm in the UK, we call it a treble. Into the 4th chain from the hook and work all the way along. I'm using a double knitting yarn here. I don't know what you call that in other countries. You'll probably find online, you find a conversion table online somewhere if you're not in the UK. Work all the way along. As I say, this is a traditional bootie. Fairly quick to make. Fashion at the moment to make those cute little booties that look like little shoes or look like little grown-up boots, which are very nice, but if you're in a hurry, there's nothing like the traditional bootie. The speed. And of course you can adapt this. I'm using a 3.5mm hook. You can use a thicker one to make it bigger, a thinner one to make it smaller. And you can adapt this design to your own preference. You can use other stitches, but I'm just going to show you basic, all the same, plain stitch all the way through. I'll give you some ideas at the end of how you can adapt it quite easily to make your own design. But just for speed, a plain stitch, a very plain basic bootie, which still looks quite pretty because crochet looks pretty even if you do a plain stitch. And you tie some ribbon through or a twisted cord around the ankle. We're starting at the cuff edge here, and then we've got 24 stitches. We start off with 26 chain, but you end up with 24 stitches, which divides nice and neatly into 3 parts, 3 lots of 8, which is useful, which I'll show you later for when you come to do the toe. 1 more there, 2 more, sorry, and into the last chain at the end there. And we're going to do 3 chain to turn. 1, 2, 3. Now your turning chain counts as a stitch. That goes at the beginning as well. That little row of chain there at the beginning counts as a stitch. And this counts as a stitch. Because it counts as a stitch, you miss the first one because you've already done it into the next stitch. And you work all the way along, not forgetting to make your last stitch into the top chain of the turning chain at the end. Otherwise you'll end up with 23 stitches. And you do however many rows you need. I'm going to do 3 rows. You can make it longer, you can make it shorter, depending how high up the leg you want the cuff to go. So there's the 3 rows I've done. You can do more, you can do less, it's up to you. Just going to cut that end off. Finish it off by pulling it through. And turn your work as you normally would. And we're going to work over this centre 8 rows. so that will leave 8 at each end. So we count 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and work into, you can't see that, can you? Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, work into the 9th stitch, insert your hook there, get your yarn again, just leave a short length this time, and pull that through, and work 3 chain for your first stitch, 2, 3. Now you can either leave that dangling and darn it in afterwards, or if you want to be a bit quicker, you can do what I do and just lay it across the top, and you can crochet it in, catch it in as you crochet. So we're doing 8 stitches, so we need to do 7 more. And then I'm going to work 3 more rows, a total of 4 rows, and this is the top, for the top of the foot. I'm not counting, never mind, that's 4, counting the chain there as your first stitch, 5, this yarn keeps splitting, I'm having a bit of bother with it, keep catching the hook on it, a bit messy there, never mind, this is just for demonstration. I'd normally undo that and do it again, but I'll just leave that as it is. Floss count again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, sorry, what am I doing? Oh dear, I'm not with it today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 3 chain to turn, 1, 2, 3, turn it round, sorry, and do 3 more rows for the top. Okay, sorry if this all looks a little bit yellow, it's night time now and I've got my little light on there, but as long as you can still see what I'm doing. There's the, where I've finished off, we did 8 stitches along the middle and 4 rows, and finish off here and cut the yarn off and tie it off. Then you take the end of your ball of yarn again, I'm going to turn that over. That light's gone off. Where's that gone off? We're going to get that on again. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay. And we're going to start here and we're going to do 8 stitches along there, 8 along there, 8, 8, and 8 along there. And this, just to show you how this is going to work, that's going to be the ankle cuff, and that's the top of the foot, and now we need to do the sides and the sole. So starting here, insert your hook, pull your yarn through and make 3 chain for your first stitch. That counts as your first treble, or if you're American, your first double crochet. Right, now you can darn these ends in later if you want to, or a little bit easier if you just lay that loose end along the top and catch it in as you crochet. It'll save you darning in later. You can do it with all your little ends, makes it so much easier and quicker. And then 8 along there, 1, well actually that's 2 because you count that as your first stitch, so that's 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 up the side, 1, 2, so that's 2 per row, 2 stitches per row, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 along the top, and again you can catch that little end in there as you're going. 1, 2, 3, 4. I won't carry on with you, it's a little bit boring for you to watch, you know what you're doing. 8 along the top, 8 down there, 8 down there, and when you've done those, that gives you 40 stitches, because that's 5 lots of 8, and then just do another row, so you've got 2 rows going around there. So on the next row we need to decrease to shape the sole of the bootie. So you do 3 chain to turn. 1, 2, 3. Miss the first stitch because that counts as the first stitch, and we're going to double crochet, not double crochet, treble 2 together, or double crochet 2 together if you're American. So miss 1, start your treble in the next stitch, but don't pull through the last 2. And again in the next stitch, pull through once, pull through 2, and then pull through all 3 on your hook. Then do 11 trebles, or double crochet if you're American. That's 1, 2, I'm trying to do this too fast. I'm trying to look in the screen and at my work at the same time. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, whoops, camcorder's slipping around there, 11, and then double crochet, sorry, or treble crochet for English, double crochet for American, 2 together twice. So double crochet 2 together, treble crochet if you're English, into the next 2, and then again into the next 2. Okay, and then 4 trebles, 1, 2, 3, 4, then double crochet 2 together twice again. There's the first double crochet 2 together, and again in the next 2, work 2 stitches together, whoops, didn't wrap it round, and then work another 11 and then work a double crochet 2 together, or treble crochet 2 together if you're English, into the next to last stitch, and then a treble into the last one. I'm trying to do this quite quick so I don't bore you. Okay, got 2 stitches left there at the end. Work those 2 together, and then 1 into the turning chain, and that's it for the first of your decrease row. It's starting to take shape now. So we've done the first row of decreasing, and you can see it's starting to come together now. That will form the sole. Just one more row of decreasing and that's it. So 3 chain to turn, 1, 2, 3, turn it round, and we're going to work treble 2 together into the second and third stitch. So miss the first one, treble 2 together. For Americans that would be double crochet 2 together, and then treble along the next 10 stitches. 1, 2, 3. You notice we're in daylight again now. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're probably wondering why. Sometimes I'm in the daylight and sometimes I'm at night. I'm actually on my break at work. Just doing little snatches of this whenever I've got a moment. Okay, over the next 8 stitches you'll treble 2 together 4 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last one there. This will make the nice curve at the toe point on the sole, and then the next 10 again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then at the heel point again there's just a double crochet 2 together, and then one last, excuse me, I keep saying double crochet and trebles, keep mixing them up, I'm sorry. Trebles if you're English, double crochet if you're American, same stitch. And that's it, then you just cut that off and finish off. I've got my scissors here, yes I have. Leave a long end this time because you might need that for sewing up. Just pull that through to finish off. And there's your little bootie, it just needs sewing now. Okay, there's the sole. So what we're going to do is sew along the sole there. Up the back. We'll have a little bootie, and then you're going to put a bit of ribbon or twisted cord into that. So your next job now is to sew that up. Believe it or not, there is a right and a wrong side. We've got it on the right side here. You can tell the wrong side because if you've been crocheting those ends in as you go, you can see them on the wrong side. So we'll turn it inside out, and using the end from where you started your piece, we thread up with a large blunt needle. This needle is a bit too large, but it's the only one I had to hand, and it'll do. And just an overcast stitch down the back seam. See what I mean by it's too large, it keeps slipping out of the eye of the needle there. See, so all the way to the bottom. I've got another length of yarn here. I can just catch that in as we sew. All the way to the bottom. I don't think I've made this quite big enough actually. Let's see how it stretches to the end. It's not like me, I normally leave a big long length. There we go, I'm just going to have to keep threading that up. Down to the end. Right, while I'm footling about, oh there we go. I was going to say, you're going to have a cup of tea. Right, and one last little stitch there at the bottom. Obviously, excuse me, unlike me, you will have left a piece long enough to do this, so you won't have to keep threading your needle up. One last stitch there. Go over twice in the same place just to make it secure at the end. Okay, and then you can take your other long piece from where you finished to sew up the sole. And we'll catch, there's that other little piece, we just want to catch that in, and the end where we just finished, we'll catch that in as we go, and that'll save darning in. We just sew all along the sole, again, overcast stitch, just going through the 2 layers, over and over. Only takes a couple of minutes to do. Hear all that noise out there? It's blowing a gale at the moment. Sitting in my car in my brake and my car's going from side to side here. Actually there's some trees up there, I hope. Oh, there we go. Hope none of them blow down while I'm sitting here. Might move my car actually. Wouldn't be a bad idea. It's not that windy yet. We'll just darn that end in there. Sorry about that little aside. Okay, darn that in. Get my scissors wherever I put them. There they are. Needle in my mouth while I'm talking, sorry. And we'll just cut those ends off. And there's your bootie. Turn it the right way round. Nice little traditional bootie. Let's take that needle out of my mouth now, can't I? A nice little traditional bootie there. And you thread some ribbon around the ankle or some twisted cord. And if you don't know how to make a twisted cord, I'll show you how. Okay, if something you're making needs a ribbon tie, and you haven't got any ribbon, you can make a twisted cord instead. It's very easy to do. Take a length of yarn, make it twice as long as you need it. Got quite a long piece here. And you need to twist it in the same direction that it's already twisted. Grab hold of the end with your right hand and twist between your finger and thumb. Twist it quite tight. And just work your way along, twisting away. It will go a lot narrower. If you notice, if you take off the slack, it's starting to curl up a bit there. Okay, I'm just going to grab that now between that finger and thumb so I can carry on twisting along. Another way you can do it is tie one end to something and then twist it, but I find it easier holding on. Twist that tight. Just grab hold of that. Do you know what? I should have done a shorter piece, and then you wouldn't get so bored watching me as I'm doing all this. So I'll try and do that a bit quicker for you. In fact, probably what I'll do is get me scissors. I can't find me scissors. I'm not much use, am I? Oh well, you just have to bear with me while I twist away. The more you twist it, the tighter your twisted cord will be. There we are at the end. Okay, this is the tricky bit now. Just twist that last bit nice and tight. Keep hold of that end and just let go. Just pull that through. You've got to try and keep it. There's the end there. If I just grab hold of that end, because you don't want any of that to undo. Right, it's all a bit of a mess at the moment, but all you do is pull that straight. Bring your two ends together. It's all twisted up again. We'll just straighten that out just by pulling on it. Okay. So there we've got the two ends, and as notice as you let go it'll all wind up. Pull it out straight. So what you need to do now is keep hold of the cut ends and let the folded end go. As you can see, it's just started to twist there. It's not quite in focus, can you see that? And just gently straighten that out. Let go. Just keep straightening it out. Let go. And there you have it, that's it. That's all you need to do. Very useful technique. If we don't always have ribbon handy, we can't always get out to get some ribbon. And it does just as well as threading up and using as a tie. If you knot that end, that'll keep it in place. If you're using it, say, on, I don't know, a pair of mittens, probably best to knot that end and then knot the other end as well, because you want the two ends to match when you come to tighten a bow, and then you just trim that off and trim that off, and then they both look the same. Where are those? Oh, here's the scissors. And you can just trim those off so that they match. And you can thread that through and use it instead of a ribbon. If you're using it as a tie, you need to stitch one end, then obviously you don't need to do that. You could have that nice neat folded end and sew the other end to your garment and use them as ties. Say for a cardigan, you sew one to one side, one to the other side, and then tie them together to fasten up. There you have it. Couldn't be easier. So there's our little twisted cord, all done. And we just need to thread that in and out. All around the ankle. Oh, there we go. Not as easy as it looks. I suppose with my great big needle that I had before, I could, yeah, why not? Let go through that big eye of that big needle. Make it a bit quicker. Yeah. Yay, nay, yes, no. Yes, no, yes, just about. There we go. We'll just go in and out. To the front again. Can't get that out now. There we go. Tie that in a bow. Now, of course, this is just a basic stitch, but it's really a basis for you. You can either make it plain like this if you want to do something quick, or you can adapt it for yourself using different stitch patterns. You can put ribbon through there. You can make that longer. You can add a nice little lacy edge or a shell edging to the top. Make it different colours. Make different parts of it different colours. Leave all that to your imagination and your skill. Yeah, you can't beat a basic, old-fashioned, traditional baby bootie.